that's why I was being all simple on that.
Right, okay, hang on. Are we live now?
Yes, we are.
We are live. Beautiful. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Sorry about that. So let's keep it basic, I think, tonight. And yeah, so we'll just run through. So we did all that for no reason, Muzz. There we go. Rookie errors. I've been doing this for too long, man. Anyway, so Tyler in the kick Sauber. We've also got Bunking Bronco in the kick Sauber. We've got Brian in the Mercedes. Abhishek. There we go. I finally pronounced his name. Got a bit of flack in the last week in the comments, calling him the man with the stupid gamer tag. So I do apologise for that. But Abhishek, I've gone to English school. Thank you very much, Governor. And I've got him there. So I'm actually running on board with him. So let's see what Abhishek can do for us today. He'll be our first flying lap as he goes around turn 2, turn 4 here, coming down to the first of the 2 DRS zones, clips the inside apex. DRS is now deployed as he goes down the back straight, or the front straight, actually the first of 2 of these. Coming down, looking at the 100-metre board, just brakes inside, nice little clip on the apex. The car just wants to get a little bit twitchy, but well handled there by Abhishek. Governor will be super impressed, Muzz, the way that I've been commentating this guy now. I've got his gamer tag. Geez, I tell you what, he got a bit twitchy, hit the inside curb, the car wanted to fly out, but he was able to hold on. Comes into what used to be the Singapore Sling. It's now been modified. Just a group of S's, and they come down here to the famous Singapore hairpin. Brakes hard, takes the car out from the Lenovo hairpin. Coming out into the DRS zone. DRS is now deployed to the second of 3. Shifting out to the left-hand side. Brake hard just at the 100. Clip the inside apex. Don't want the car to go too wide, otherwise you're going to be invalidating. Going through the gears, DRS. Down here, approaching 300 kilometres, just slightly above 300. 310 now into the last S's as we go through turn 16, 17. What's Abhishek got in store? He will be our provisional pole. He's going to send the benchmark. Across the line he goes. Over we go, and it is a 130.728. Not a bad little cider there, Muzz, I would say, but I'm imagining, well, Kaz has already gone 128.529, so that's already been beaten by a good 2 and a bit seconds. So obviously Abhishek Predmakin's now come in the Alpine as well. So far so good. These guys starting to get a few times out, running out on Matty AU in the Aston Martin. So you've been keeping a close eye, Muzz, on these guys. What are your thoughts? Who do you think is our Kaz taking over the championship lead last week in the 100%? He's obviously taken the constructors, but Vettel's been pretty good this season, you'd agree?
Yeah, he's been able to keep it consistent. It'll be interesting to see if this is one of his tracks that challenges him, because this is one of those tracks where you either love it or you hate it.
You do.
So we'll see if he can get the front step on that. But it didn't look like that bad of a lap from Abhishek, but
no,
clearly just not having the pace, it seems.
That's it. Matty AU goes into P6. Tyler's coming around on a hot lap as well. He comes through the Singapore Sling. Geez, I tell you what, brakes got a little bit twitchy. Locked up a bit as he comes through this series of turns under the bridge into the Lenovo hairpin. Clips the inside apex, and he is going to go through DRS for the second time. Approaching just over 300 kilometres here. Goes to the left-hand side, looks at the 100-metre board, brakes hard. The fluorescent green wheelie bin, we will not see it on track anymore. As we all know, Audi has taken over from 2026. But the good news, it's still in the game for a little while until they make some updates. So we've got the fluorescent green wheelie bin to enjoy for a few more races. Claire's gone with a 128.5, and Tyler's actually boxed now, so he's not going to put in a time.
I think he
did invalidate. You did, he did. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Just getting that all up now. So it looks like we've got everything ready to rock and roll. And who would you like to run on board, mate? You want to call a hot lap for us?
Anybody starting on that? Not that I can see. We've got Dutch Verstappen coming over the line.
Okay, let's go. Oh, Dutchy's gone with
129.8. That is good enough for P9 for now.
Yep.
a few people in the middle of their lap just coming into the final DRS straight with Brian now.
Yep, got
getting
it.
the power down.
Yep, go for it.
Needs to go up through the gears and pick his braking point nicely. It can be a tough corner, this one. You can invalidate pretty easily through there. Throw it over to the right-hand side through the fast double left-hander. What's he going to do? A 129.4. That's good enough for P8, and that is a pretty good lap for him.
It is, absolutely. So, be pretty happy with that. Run through the rest here as well. Calco in the Haas, he's coming around. And he's actually coming, he's invalidated Dutch. He is coming in on a slow lap here by the looks of it. Oh no, he's coming down to Lenovo hairpin. Not too bad so far. Slower turn 1. Kaz was fastest at the end of sector 2 and he's coming to the end of it. 5 and a bit seconds. He is definitely on a slow lap. What about Spud Muffin? Oh gee. Car got a bit twitchy. What's he on here? No, he's on an in lap as well. So Abhishek looks like he's in and out. Tyler's on another one. Daz is also on another one in the Williams. So do you want to give us a run of Daz in the Williams? He's coming around. He's on an out lap now. And give us your thoughts. Go for it, mate.
Yeah, this is the part of the lap where he needs to make sure that he's gotten his tyre temperatures right, because tyre temperatures are so important for a quali lap. And he will be going now to start his lap. Has not set a lap time so far, so we'll see where he can put himself over the line to start his lap. Through turn 1, a bit of a tricky section here. Can be quite easy to just run a little bit wide and then validate there. Got the power down, needs to get over to the left hand side, does so pretty well. Nicely done through there. Onto the first DRS straight of the lap. A bit of a kink over to the right hand side through the left hander. Now this is a bit of a technical 90-degree corner sections. Pretty easy to drift a bit wide and hit a wall. But he seems to have done that all right. Now onto the little bit of a straight before the really technical section, just before the bridge. And he is now onto the bridge. Needs to pick his braking point nicely here. That's an important corner. Because if you brake a little bit late, oh, he has hit the wall. He has hit the wall. So he looks like he's continued going. 105.6 through the first 2 sectors. Onto the final DRS straight now. He did hit the wall. Looked like he has all of his front wing still. So that's a good sign. But what can he do? One more corner to go for him. He's got a Red Bull. No, he's going to peel into the pits. So unlucky from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Unlucky. He will not be happy. Oh, geez, I'll tell you what, he almost lost it going into the pits. So lucky for him. Got a couple of guys out there. Breadman, what is he doing now? He's coming in. Vettel, the 2 Pinnies who currently lead the constructors quite comfortably by 30 plus points. We're into round 5. What's Vettel doing here at the moment? He's gone green, so he's definitely improving. Has he improved enough to take Kaz off tile the RB? Comes around, he's currently going to 128.1, and that's it. Provisional pole for Vettel, 128.412. The times are starting to drop. What about Claire? Perfect podium last week, got the second and the first podium for the season. She's now on a hot lap as we ride on board with the Ferrari. The Tifosi will be cheering her on as she comes here. Right-hand turn, clips the inside apex. The first DRS. DRS now deployed as she goes down the main straight here. Approaching speeds, go through this corner. She's looking at the 100 metre, 314, 320. Clips apex, car nice and balanced here through this very tricky series of left-right. Singapore is all concentration all the time. Under the Louis Vuitton Bridge. Goes through, accelerating down here into the old Singapore sling. Approaching 27, brakes hard, clips the inside apex nicely, drifts a little bit too wide, but she's able to control the car. Now she's coming underneath the bridge and we approach the Lenovo hairpin. Braking, Nice and close to the apex as she comes down to the second DRS zone. Accelerating away, foot flat to the floor. Concentration levels at an all-time high as she comes through down here. Now we come to the third DRS section. Nicely done. She's improved and in fact has gone purple, Muzz. Can she put this thing on provisional pole? Comes through the last set of S's. We ride on board the Tifosi cheering her on and she comes down. One last corner to go. Sling it down there. Well done, Claire. Does she get it over the pole? Across the line. It's a 1:29.1 provisional pole. Ooh. Claire. Shots fired from the Tifosi, and the Ferrari fans will be adoring Claire. Great lap. You got Kaz also there.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Great lap from Claire. And I'll tell you what, Kaz is not going to improve. He's gone purple, sector 1, but the car got a little bit unbalanced there as he comes through the Singapore sling. Now he comes down into the bridge, comes down to the Lenovo hairpin, clips the inside apex nicely. That twitch that he got out of the corner, is it going to cost him some time as he comes to the end of sector 2? And he's less than a tenth, Muzz. He's less than a tenth that he come into the final sector, this shorter sector now, as they don't go underneath the bridge. Foot flat to the floor, coming to the last of the S's, braking at the 100 metre, clips the inside. That is not the perfect line. He got really unbalanced. Coming across the line is probably not going to improve. He's gone purple. What's it going to be? It's a 20. Oh! 0.0. That's as close as it gets, Muzz. Wow. Who else we got on the line? What about Spud? Call it for us, Muzz. Spud Muffin in the Williams.
He is through the Singapore sling. I think he might actually be on a slow lap.
I think you're right there.
If I read that correctly.
You are right. You are correct. What about bunking? He's in the boat. Hennessy's on. No, and he's got no. We're just going through these guys, see who's on a hot lap. Dutch Verstappen. No, he's definitely not. He's well and truly down on his time, so he's coming in. So really don't have any guys. What about Daz? Can he actually put a good lap in this time? It's coming down to the last section. Must call it away, mate, so I can have my dinner, okay? You're on board with Daz, okay?
Right, no worries. Okay, yeah, he's gonna start going now. He's gonna probably have this is his final shot to make an impression. Down the start-finish straight now, through the technical turns 1 and 2 and 3. Seems to have done that nicely. Just trying to get the power down. Carries much speed through that corner. He seems to have done pretty nicely there as well. Onto the straight. It's going to kick to the right. Then he needs to get over to the right for the left-hand corner. And that curb can unsettle you if you go a bit wide there. But he's done that pretty well. So these few corners here are important to get right as well. Onto the little straight before the Singapore sling and then into the bridge. Got on the curb nicely. That's always gone wide. Oh, he's hit the wall again. Oh, he's hit the wall again. He might, it depends if he's got enough fuel in the car, but he might be able to just cool it down now and go for one more shot. But Daz, he looked pretty tidy in the first sector and a half. And then hits the wall, not where he did last time, but in the same section. So we'll see if he's going to come into the pits or if he's going to keep going. Looks like he might have got enough fuel. He's going to give it one more shot. A 1:35, that's not a competitive lap time. But he doesn't have a left front wing end plate, so this is going to be a tough lap for him to get through. He just needs to get through it. If he can get out of last place, then every single position he can get up will help him in the race. But he has that front wing damage. What can he do? He's down 3/10 in the first sector, but he's going to have to keep pushing. because will be his final shot. A little bit of a snap on the exit of that corner into the technical section. Now, can he get it right this time with the front wing damage? Seems to have gotten that done all right. Can he pick his braking point nicely this time? He has, maybe even a bit, not wide, but a bit the opposite of wide. Sorry. Anyway, onto the final DRS straight. Can he hold on to it for the final couple of corners? Seems to have done that relatively nicely, maybe a little bit slow through there. Can he put a competitive lap time in? No, it's going to be a 1:31.2.
Okay,
That's not what he's looking for.
No, okay, so now we're going to ride on board with the top four. We're going to start with Alpine. So these guys are going in order from 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st. Claire will be the last across the line. So let's keep our concentration on the top four. It's Breadman coming under the bridge through the Lenovo hairpin. Has he improved? He's actually gone slower in sector 2, so he's not improving. Down the back straight. He hits the DRS button, puts the foot flat to the floor, braking hard. He's just slightly 1.3, less than a tenth slower than Claire. So he's definitely starting to improve. Comes down to the 3rd straight. DRS has been deployed, brakes hard into the last S's through turn 16 and 17 onto this mini straight with one last turn. This is where it counts, Breadman. Put it all on the line, slings it up on the inside, across the line and improves to P4. That's all he's got. What about Vettel? Vettel is gone purple sector 1. He's gone purple, he's gone green and purple sector 2. He's put in the down. This is going to be the Penny show by the looks of it. Vettel, who's currently sitting second behind Kaz. Can he improve? Goes across the line. Is he going to get it across the line? And it's a 1:28.122. What about Kaz? He's going to be the next across the line. The pressure's now on. He's gone medium 1st sector. He's gone green, so he's improving. Can he improve by less than a tenth? He's got to go through turn 17. This is where it's going to count. Can Kaz knock off Vettel? We've gone. This is all it's got. This is over across the line, and he's gone pole. We've got one last. Claire's the last across 120. Is she going to go into the 27s? No, she misses by 0.05. And it's the RB of Kaz who is your pole sitter. He got pole in Melbourne. He gets the job done by less than a tenth. Vettel, our championship leader. So our championship leaders are 1 and 3. With Breadman in the other Alpine in P4 and Claire. What a performance, the Ferrari. Geez, I thought she had pole there, Mouse, but just pipped at the line.
Yeah, incredible that both Claire and Vettel and also Kaz as well they're all within a tenth of each other. That's incredible. I think that fight will continue into the race, if I would say.
Exactly. Great to see that. Nice little close qualifying as well, particularly on a tight circuit like this. You had 1st through to 11 separated by just 8 tenths. So good and good clean qualifying. So let's wrap this up and we will go through our positions. And it's Kaz on pole for the RBs. Claire in the Ferrari P2, Vettel P3, Breadman P4, the Alpines 3 and 4. Hennessy, Brian, Jordan Sears, Bunking Broncos, Spud Musson, NDNV in P10, Tyler, Matty, Calco, Jazzy, Dutch, Quiet Cake, Abaseki, Wogjet, Daz and Nishka failed to set a time. I don't know whether that's a quali ban though, Muzz. Not sure about that.
Just looking.
Great to hear you. What now
yes,
in the chat?
That was a quali ban.
It was a quali ban. Yeah. Well, it's one thing to race in Singapore under the lights, and when it gets a little bit wet, it is going to be a absolute quagmire off the line, Muzz. Tonight, it's chaos. It's hard enough going around this circuit in the dry in a race. Imagine trying to do it in the wet.
Yeah, it immediately gives me flashbacks of, I think it was 2018, maybe it was 2017, where the with Max Verstappen and Kimi Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel having a 3-car crash before they even got to turn 1.
That's it. It was a very good race. That's correct into turn 1 there. Connor in there, Nishka Masterclass, P20 to P1. You got 3 to back races. There we go. So that's 3 races in rain. The wet, well, the rain in Spain, well, it sure as shit falls pretty well in Singapore too. So this is the 3rd wet race that we've had in a row. So here we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Rush Racing League Tier 3 under the lights in Singapore, and we are underway. And Kaz has got off the line quite nicely. Claire's going to be it's tippy-toe into turn 1. Oh, you got Breadman got a little bit awkward, and there's all sorts of chaos going down the back of the grid. As we go around, and geez, I'll tell you what, it's full wets here. It is absolutely bucketing down right now. Hennessy's gone down a couple of positions. Spud Muffin just tucks himself in. Jazz is around the outside on the RB. Great opportunity here on this first lap to take a couple of positions to those guys that are just not confident in the wet. And I'll tell you what, Jazz in the RB has hung it outside the green wheel of being a Bronco. Gets it up on the inside, job done. Does he get that move? No, they're going to go side by side down here, and Bunking Bronco has the inside line. And they're gone through, and Jazz, he says, no, I will take P8. It is mine. Thank you very much. And Bunking Bronco steps out. Tyler and NDV, so NDV are battling as well. So it's all sorts of chaos, Muzz, in this first lap. But Kaz, who got on pole, he's on full wets here as well. And that should be an interesting call. I haven't seen that call done correctly this season in the wet. We had it at Monza, round 1. A couple of guys went onto the wets, and after about 3 or 4 laps, it was absolute chaos for the wet guys. They kept dropping down, and Kaz is the only one of our top 10 Muzz that's gone onto the wets.
Yeah, I think his strat is just to get as far down as the road, as far down the road as possible. Yep. But it doesn't look like that's the case, because Claire is crawling back in the second half of this lap, so probably going to be a fight for the lead, probably on this lap.
Exactly. So obviously Kaz off the line to start off with. Goes through Vettel in P3, so the top 3, the top 4 have actually stayed the way they are, which is pretty good. You've got Jordan Sears in P5, so the top 6 are the top 6, Spud, Muffin, Jazz. You've got Bunkin Bronco in top 9, and then you've got ND, NV, and Brian up on the inside. Nice little overtake him. He just took the opportunity. But mind you, ND, NV says, yeah, nah, I think I might keep that position if you don't mind, Brian. Just got a little bit twitchy as we go down the mini straight. Obviously, no DRS in these wet conditions, so it's going to be purely on pace and skill. NDE puts it down the inside. Does Brian give him room? He does. But he's going to have the inside line, and he's able to hold his position. Good defence from Brian, and he stays in P10 for time being. Meanwhile, Kaz up the front is just creeping out. He's now just on less than a second ahead. Under those wets, they seem to be pretty good so far. He might have had the right choice so far, Muzz, but time will tell if it's the right strategy call as we get later into this race.
Yeah, absolutely. And drivers have way more intel with what the weather's doing than we do.
Yep.
You can just see what is currently being shown. So maybe the rain might be getting worse, maybe it might be getting better. We will only know when it gets to it.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a massive train in the midfield here from Brian all the way down to Nishka.
Yeah.
So positions all over the place, up for grabs.
Exactly. So if you take a look at the weather forecast just down there on the left-hand side, you can see storms at least for the next 5 minutes, and then it's going to turn into light rain. So maybe that's going to be 10 minutes away, and how many laps we can complete underneath this, we'll soon see. Again, another fastest lap from Kaz, obviously, but Claire is maintaining the rage there in P2. She's not letting him go too quickly. You've got Vettel a further 1.8 seconds behind the leader as well. So he's in P3. And you've got Breadman in P4, Jordan Sears and Hennessy. So everyone seems to be staying in single file here in these wet conditions. There is definitely going to be a dry line coming through a little bit later on in the track, Muzz. If I take a look at the weather forecast, and they're predicting overcast conditions in 15 minutes. So we will be on dry tyres at some stage in this race, which is a good thing. Let's see the skill level and also the strategy calls from the engineers and what they will call when to box these guys as we get a little bit later into the race.
Yeah, exactly. It's just about being able to bide your time, but for some drivers they might be better in the wet, so they might want to go for overtakes in the wet. It's just personal preference, you know, because not many people are expecting a move done in the wet compared to the dry. No. So maybe people getting a bit creative, but only time will tell.
Yeah, exactly. So right now Bunking's about 2 seconds behind, so there's a little bit of a gap from the top 8 through. Jazzy's got himself a little bit difficult. I think he might even have it. No, he doesn't have any wing damage. I think he just went wide there and lost about 0.4 of a second to Bunking, but he was able to regain his composure. It's all about concentration here, Muzz. This track will punish you with just the single mistake. And you can see that Claire's now starting to creep in on that lead. She's now only half a second behind and just got the fastest lap as well. So I think maybe the Inters are starting to slowly but surely become the better grip around here as the rain gets lighter, Muzz.
Yeah, but I've just been looking at some drivers on boards, and everyone is still struggling. But Abhishek has actually come out of the pits, so I wonder if he's going on to the Inters. He is.
Yes.
So some people calling early. Dutch Verstappen also pitted.
Yep.
The last lap, but people sliding around, some people hitting the wall with their back tyres, so maybe some tyre wear might be coming into play later as well.
That's it, exactly. So right now Kaz went with the wets, and I'm not too sure if it was the right call because Claire's really starting to get much better traction here, and I wouldn't be surprised if at some stage she just sends it up there with the better tyres by the looks of it. I think she's made the right strategy call here, Muzz, and it may just pay dividends for her a little bit later on. But down here in the straight, it is one thing to catch. It's, as Murray Walker would say, it is one thing to catch, it's another thing to overtake. And on a track like there where the walls are so close to you and one single mistake could cost you the race and end it in one single moment, I think Claire's just going to wait for her opportunity, maybe take a look at possibly a safety car, I'm not too sure. She's got Kaz all sliding in front of her, so trying to get the traction down as best as he can. He's doing a little bit of a Tokyo drift, Singapore style, as he comes onto the main straight. Claire and Vettel, who sits currently 2 in the championship with Brett in P4, so it's a 3-4 for the Pinnies. And Muzz, I'm not too sure if you were in the debrief before the race, but Vettel made a massive call. He said that the Alpines have never crashed out. They've never been involved in an altercation, and not the best thing to say just before pre-race, is it, Muzz?
No, and they are side by side on track. Well, not side by side on track, but they are right behind each other on the track.
Yep. Exactly.
And obviously, this race has a history in real life of having teammates crash each other out or teammates involved in an incident.
That's it.
But it does look like Claire's getting quite racy here on Kaz.
She is. I tell you what, she's going to come here to the Singapore Sling. Those wets are squealing like a pig. He's got no traction. You can see him just sliding everywhere. Almost puts him in the wall, Kaz. I really think he's going to have to go off those wets and get off them fast. The intermediates are coming to their own, and I tell you what, Kaz might be able to send it down here on the inside, get the grip out of the Lenovo hairpin, but she just doesn't have enough straight to do it, and Kaz is defending so well. Oh, again, traction coming out. Kaz is under a lot of pressure here. Down this little straight as we come down to the S's, and he's just able to slip away enough to be able to hold that position. But it's been a really good battle between Kaz and Claire, and now Vettel's starting to join the party. And this battle with the top 3, Muzz, has allowed Breadman, who was almost 2 seconds at the start of this lap, to creep into 1 second of his teammates. So it's now starting to get a little bit close.
Yeah, and you can see the fastest lap just getting pushed all the way down to Jazzy, who he is in this train behind Kaz. So Kaz in holding up a bit of a train here. So clearly not on the right tyre as of right now.
No, he's definitely...
So we'll see if he's going to be able to hold on to it with until the rain clears out, or if he's going to have to go onto the inters.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you what, Claire had a little sticky beak. She stuck her nose, she stuck her front wing there and said, I might have a nibble. And Kaz was up to it, and he was able to defend and kept it out. So Kaz coming down here, he does lead at the moment. And Vettel's got front row tickets to this show for the lead. Right behind through the Singapore sling and underneath the bridge. And Claire, you can just see she's got so much more grip, so much more traction, but because of these shorter straights, she just doesn't have the opportunity to put the move on. And I think she's probably just looking at the long game at the moment. Kaz is, oh geez, I tell you what, that is sloppy into that corner, Kaz. He is under all sorts of pressure. The car is just not being stable. And those wets, they've seen the best of days. He needs to get in and get in fast. But the thing is, he's got track position, Muzz, and that is all it needs. So onto the main straight for the lap 7. Again, Tokyo drifting Kaz. Claire's got the fastest lap. Does she send it here into turn 1? She does. Oh, but Kaz was up to it, but he's gone wide now. To me, he's actually left the track to gain an advantage, and if I was Kaz, I would be replenishing that position. I think Claire was far enough up the inside, but she might get the job done here now. She's all over the back here of Kaz, down the main, or the first straight, sends it up on the inside. This is for the lead, and job done. Thank you very much, Claire. The Ferrari fans are having a party here in Singapore. What a move by Claire. Let's take a look at that on the Rush replay. Back here, and you can just down the main Claire, or the first straight, sends it up on the inside. Sends it up on the lead, and job done. Thank you very much, Claire. The Ferrari fans are having a party here in Singapore.
Yeah, and an important one as well, because now Claire is able to disappear down the road, and Vettel still has to get through. So potentially by the time Vettel gets through, Claire could be 2 or 3 seconds down the road, which then that'll be a tough gap to make up for Vettel. But more importantly, Vettel's going to be destroying his tyres in the dirty air as well. So we'll see what happens over the next few laps.
Yep, exactly. I tell you what, Vettel doesn't want to waste too much time. He needs to get past Kaz here. He's going to look up the inside here, but Kaz is wised up to him. You're quite correct there, Muzz. And as they come through, you've got Breadman now in P4, who's got a pretty good bird's eye view of this battle here between his teammate and Kaz. So Vettel looking for a way down. He may have adopted the same strategy that Claire does and just wait for this first straight, just to tell you what, that looked like a track limit violation, but he got away with it somehow. Meanwhile, Kaz is trying to defend. I tell you what, I reckon Vettel, he's got the traction here. He might be able to do the same thing that Claire did 1 lap ago, and he's up on the inside. He comes up there. Kaz defends up on the inside this time now in the wets. And oh, I tell you what, he went Tokyo drift style. Vettel up on the outside, but Kaz has got the inside line here. Vettel trying to find a way, but Kaz just defending so well. So well. He's gone to the Alonso school of hard knock defending, but Vettel's got the answers. He's up on the inside as they come into the Singapore sling. Does it? Kaz trying to look for a way, but no. Vettel gets the job done. Great overtake from Vettel. And now he can chase, and you're right, look at that, 4 and a bit seconds. Claire has just cleared out, Muzz. And that was in like less than, what, 2 sectors?
Yeah, that was, like I said before, that was an important move for Claire, because now she can just take her time, use the tyres as she pleases, because that's nearly a 5-second gap.
Yeah.
But now Vettel's got the same opportunity. Can Brad get through as quick as possible, or will he have to wait a little bit longer like Vettel did?
He may not have to wait for too much longer because he's centered and he's shoved Kaz up on the outside coming into turn one. Brett goes, I'm not hanging around, mate. I'm coming through, or we're going into a wall. And that's unbalanced. Kaz to the point that Jordan Sears even gets through into turn one. And he's dropped from P3 to P5 just on that main straight, Kaz. He's got to get off those wets, Muzz. He's made the wrong call. And it is costing him track position, and it's going to cost him time later in the race.
Yeah, if he can go onto the Inters now, he'll have fresher tyres than everyone else, so to make up positions later in the track. But Hennessy also getting through as well, squeezing Kaz to the outside. Here is Spudmuffin now and trying to get involved as well. He's going to try and send it round the outside. Also, Kaz's teammate Jazzy is looking to get through and does get through on Buck and Bronco and Spudmuffin in P6. So now Kaz all the way down in P7.
Yeah.
So it's just going from bad to worse for him.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at that replay on the main straight. We get the chance to wait for too much longer because he's centered and he's shoved Kaz up on the outside. And Jordan coming into turn one. Brett goes, have a piece of the action hanging around, mate. I'm coming through, or we're going into a wall. Up there, and that's unbalanced. Didn't have the answers. Those wet tyres. He needs to get off him. He needs to get off him fast. He's gone from P3 to P9, Muzz, in less than a lap. Those wet tyres are causing him no end of grief. Get into the pits, get up, you lose them and get back onto some Inters. But mind you, is it starting to dry up? Is he going to push these tyres to when it goes to overcast and just get onto the mediums and hopefully get through the field that way? Thoughts, Muzz?
Yeah, I think I mentioned that before, that he might try and do that.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably kind of committed to it too much now, but he's dropping even more NDMV, getting through as well.
That way, thoughts
into the first couple of corners.
Yeah.
So he's dropping down. He might try and do as well, so that's going to drop him down. He's probably the race was finished right now, but so he's dropping even more NDMV to stick it out. But I think he might be too far in to back out of it now. So we'll see what he does.
Exactly. So Jordan Sears is all over Breadman, who's 1.8 seconds behind. So the top four have started to familiarise themselves. They've got themselves into the positions they need. Jordan's just waiting for a mistake from Breadman. Meanwhile, take a look at Claire. What a set of heels she's got on tonight. She's 6.2 seconds. That one move that she put on Kaz those 2 laps ago, and she has literally smashed them out of the park. Great performance there. I tell you what, the Ferrari fans will be absolutely cheering her on. But long way to go, Muzz. 21 laps. Anything can happen. You'd expect a safety car at some stage. Someone's going to make a mistake. And I'm not too sure, but I think she's starting to get lighter. I reckon we're going to be going to dries very, very shortly. And that may just save Kaz, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, we're in the pits. Vettel's pitted. Is Vettel the first to take the gamble? Is he going on the mediums? Very early call. No. Yes, he has. He's gone to hards. So we're going to ride on board here with Vettel. Has he made a strategic move here? And is it going to be able to play into his advantage? Breadman's about 8 and a bit seconds behind Claire. Sorry?
I'm going to fix the screen.
Right, sorry about that. Small. Yep, no worries, got it. You hit the button, that's all good. Sorry, guys. Yep. So, Claire's 8.6 seconds. Vettel's now come into box. And I tell you what, I reckon he's probably 1 lap too early. We're riding on board and he doesn't have the traction there on the hards. He's obviously going to one pit, take him to the end. Kaz has also pitted his 9 and a bit seconds as well. Mattia used 3 and a bit. So I think Claire's probably made the right decision here, Muzz, to stay up just that 1 extra lap And she is stretching from Breadman, who's now 9 seconds away, but I think that one extra lap is probably going to allow her to stay in first position. Thoughts, Muzza?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe gap. Avishek has retired in the pits.
Yep.
So he clearly not enjoying it, but Claire is coming in now.
Yes, she is.
And it definitely stopped raining now, so definitely the right time to call for dry tyres.
Yep.
Now, and it looked really dry there. But you can see there's still a bit of standing water on the pit box there for the Ferrari.
Yep.
And everyone is coming in now.
They
Well,
are.
Buck and Bronco has stayed out.
Well, he's gone
So
one more lap.
he will lead the race. So we'll see if he's going to try and stick it out even longer to go onto the medium tyres instead of the hards like everyone else has done.
That's it. So if you take a look, Vettel, who is currently sitting in second, is coming through the field, but he's probably, he's 8th now? He is. So a really important mistake from Vettel. It's actually allowed Muzz, his teammate Brett, to leap in, as well as Jordan, that one lap too early. And take a look, that's costing 13 seconds. 13 seconds. He was just on 6 seconds when he boxed, and he was sitting behind Claire in second position, and Brett's come out 10, and he's now a further 2 seconds. So 13 seconds, Vettel. It was the wrong call, Muzz, from Vettel.
Yeah, 13 seconds. That's a lot of time that he's lost there.
Yep.
So we'll see if he can make that back up. But he's got some overtaking to do in the process. But I don't know if DRS has been activated yet. But it should be in the next few laps because it's looking pretty dry out there. So
yep.
Vettel is going to need to get some overtaking done.
Very true. Yep.
More importantly, just keep extending the gap to Kaz, who is his championship rival at this point.
That's it, exactly. So, Vettel's got one eye on the podium. He's got the other eye on his championship leader. Nishka, currently in third, has finally boxed and he's missed the pits. He's missed the pits entirely, but he's able to come through. And he's now in the box. Bunking Bronco is now finally in the pits, so they're now coming through. So that's going to allow Claire to regain the lead, recapture the lead. And not only that, the gap that she's going to get is going to be absolutely huge. So she's going to be at least 10 seconds ahead, 11 seconds ahead. John Sears in P3, he's 1.2 seconds behind. Matty Ayu's got the fastest lap in the Aston Martin, with Vettel now in P4. So that decision for him to box one lap earlier than the top three has cost him a podium position. So for him to get back on the podium, he's going to have to do it out on track all over again. You got Hennessy now down there in P5, bunking Broncos, staying out a couple of extra laps. He's been able to bump himself up to P6, but he's got Spud Muffin on the inside. Nice little move, but wide. It's allowed bunking Bronco to go back out on the outside, but Spud has got the inside line, and his Jazzy Draft saw the opportunity, and can he actually get it done on the outside? Bunking Bronco, he has too. Good little move there from Jazzy, and gets himself up to P7. So in the space of a couple of corners, bunking Bronco has dropped from P6, and NDNV sent it up on the inside. Not the place to do it as you go under the bridge at the Singapore Sling ND, and he sent it again. He's just shoved bunking Bronco out like he's a tip truck. And there's chaos. There's your safety car, ladies and gentlemen. How is that not a safety car? Under what Godgin is that not a safety car? But they've got themselves through. Look at this. NDNV just sent it from, I don't know what he was thinking. But these two guys, oh my God. How they actually survived that muzzle, I do not know.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one thing. NDNV's front wing did not survive. He is coming into the pits to probably change the front wing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was looking pretty racy, but that's not the place where you want to go for a move there.
No, absolutely not.
Trying to get a bit too creative and not working out for him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, up in front, Claire would probably breathe a sigh of relief. She would have seen those yellow flags and she probably thought to herself, please no safety car, please no safety car. And no safety car, so she'll be pretty happy and she can continue to cruise. I'll tell you what, ever since she got past Kaz under the wet conditions, she's just been stretching out a lead, and she seems really comfortable here, Muzz, tonight. Been a really good performance from the Ferrari driver.
Yeah, she has been one cool head, and a bit unlike Ferrari to nail the strategy on this one.
Exactly.
It's put her at 12 seconds ahead of P2.
Yep, absolutely. So Brad, he's out there by himself as well, pretty bored. Jordan Sears in P3. He's got Vettel all over the back of him. We spoke that he made that critical error by boxing too early. Cost him a couple of positions, and if he wants that podium, he's going to have to make it on track. Now, Kaz, after a beautiful pole position, meanwhile, is now really starting to come up on the back of his own teammate here. And I don't know about you in the engineering box, but I would imagine that the call it has. So Jazzy has just moved to the left and just said, mate, I'm not going to argue. You take the position and away you go. Good team move there, Mars. Great team call.
Absolutely. Not only for Kaz having the upper hand on the pace for this race, but also having the upper hand on the championship. Important to get as many points as possible, even if you're not enjoying the race.
That's it, exactly.
But from strategy or whatever the factor may be. But that's kind of putting Jazzy in a spot of bother now. He's got a whole big gaggle of cars just swallowing him up here.
Yeah.
He's got Calco around his outside. Manages to keep the position there, but maybe the team order's not working the best in Jazzy's favour there.
No, it definitely wasn't. And I'll tell you what, Wogjet, oh, geez, I tell you what, Woggy, just calm your nerves, mate. You almost run up the back of the Haas. He's just shoving him down like he's a snowplow. Underneath the bridge is Wogjet, but through the Lenovo hairpin, and Wogjet's now in P12. You got Calco in P11. This is his first race, I believe, in the Haas, and Jazzy. So it looks like it's settled down. Brian was able to manage to get past the RB of Jazzy into P9, but that's given, in just that sector, a 2 second or even 3 seconds. So Kaz is really starting to open up. And I tell you what, I think Bred's now got himself the fastest lap he has. So he's now gone to a 1:33.7 has Kaz. So he's definitely the fastest man out on track. I tell you what, those wet tyres, is it going to cost him a podium? And will it cost him the championship lead, Muzzer, and allow Vettel to leapfrog him into the standings?
Yeah, I think it was definitely a high risk, high reward strategy call, and turns out to be a high risk outcome. But he's just got a lot of overtaking to do now to minimise the damage.
That's it, exactly.
He needs to overtake like 3 drivers to put himself behind Vettel.
Yeah.
Which I think will be pretty possible, because they're all he can see them all, including Vettel, on the same straight. So maybe in a few laps' time, he'll be right behind him.
Now, we weren't on board, but Jordan Sears was currently in P3. He's now dropped to P5, so looks like, I tell you what, Spud Muffin just gave him a little bit of a touch coming into the Lenovo hairpin. That unsettled Jordan, and Spud Muffin up on the inside. He's got the run, brakes hard. Nice little overtake, is it? Jordan's trying to hang it out. Claire's now got the fastest lap, so she said, this is how you do it, but Spud Muffin up on the inside. Does he get it through into the chicane? He does. Side by side, great little overtake there from Spud Muffin, and finally gets it done. But that was all set up with a nice little tap up Jordan's rear end in the Lenovo hairpin. Meanwhile, Kaz in P8 needs to get past Tyler. Now, Tyler's got up Jordan Sears. Now, I'm not too sure, Muzz, but does Jordan have some damage here that we cannot see? Because his car just seems to be a little bit unbalanced right now.
Yeah, maybe he had a bit of more of a wet setup, possibly.
Yeah, maybe, absolutely.
He could see the rain, but he doesn't have a left end plate on his front wing, so minimal damage. But in a track like this, it can be very, harmful for your race.
Absolutely. This track is such downforce dependent. It's not funny. Very Monaco-ish. So Kaz looking for a way behind. Currently through Tyler, who's defending really well in the Sauber. So Claire, 14 seconds. I reckon she's already put in her macchiato latte in the Ferrari coffee booth for after the race because she's so far ahead she can have a nap right now. She's cleared out. Hennessy is now in the podium position for the McLaren. Good performance from him with Vettel in P4 and Spud Muffin now P5. Jordan Sears P6 and he is hanging on to dear life as the Sauber of Tyler's trying to find a way and Kaz is trying to, well, rebuild from that mistake that he made at the start with those wet tyres, Muzz. So let's see what he can do here.
Yeah, I think those wet tyres also not working well in the factor that he had a penalty, where he got a penalty. I think that was on the wet tyres. He was just drifting wide, struggling on the tyres. So that may drop him down places by the end of the race. So the wet tyres giving him a left-right good night.
Yep. But he's got a bit of a run here on the Sauber, but the Sauber defending really well. He had DRS on Jordan Sears here, so that's sort of helping him defend against Kaz right here. This is probably the best battle that we've got currently on track, so we'll just stay on board with 6, 7 and 8. Jordan, as you said before, he's got that damage to the wing, and that's not helping him at all. Tyler fighting it out with Kaz right behind him as they go through the Singapore Sleek and onto the bridge. Jordan defending really, really well, but for how much longer can he do this? And Kaz has got the inside line. No, he doesn't get the traction coming out. I'm not too sure what you do here right now as Kaz. There's only 12 laps to go, so you'd imagine, Muzz, they're going to go right to the end. They're all on the hard tyres. Dutch Verstappen's the only one on the mediums, but he is so far back. He's probably in a different country, probably racing the Indonesian track. That's how far back he is. And yeah, that's how far. So look, he's the only one on mediums. Everyone's on hards, Muzz. So you'd imagine they're all going to the very, very end.
Yeah, I think this is a bit of a difficult situation for Tyler because he's got a car with damage. He's gone wide there, and that's opened the door for Kaz. Is Kaz going to try and send it? No good defense from Tyler, but this will run down to the next left-hand corner. Is there going to be a dive made? No, he thinks about it. But what I was going to say was that it's a bit of a difficult situation for Tyler. He's got a fast driver or a quicker driver than him. It's looking like as with Kaz, and then a driver with damage and looking like a slower driver of Jordan ahead. So what does Tyler do? Is he going to have to try and force an overtake to get Kaz out of his mirrors for now, or is he just going to have to let Kaz through so he doesn't lose too much time fighting?
I'm not too sure about you, but I cannot see Tyler moving out of the way too fast. I reckon he's quite happy just sitting there in P7 and causing Kaz nothing but grief. Now, Dutch Verstappen obviously on those medium tyres with a 1:32.705. So always great to have the fastest lap, but no good if you're 19th. The objective, Dutch, is to actually get some points and the win. But fastest laps, well, you can cling on to small things, I suppose. So around here, lap 20 now, and it is Claire who's now 15.3 seconds ahead. Now, I know that the governor is in the chat, currently talking to all of our wonderful people on the stream, and we thank you so much for joining us. But Governor, you've got to convince Claire to get into the podiums and have an interview. We cannot afford to have the race winner if she does win. And geez, I'll tell you what, the commentators cursed there, Muzzer. Hopefully I haven't put the Mozzer on her. She's got to jump in. Get her interview, Gov. That's what she's got to do. Cover herself in glory. Meanwhile, Kaz, we're all over him at the moment. And I reckon you're right. Look, it's only a matter of time before he gets the job done, I think, on Tyler, Muzz. And you can see he's definitely getting frustrated behind him.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's kind of bringing everyone else into play. I think Jazzy is gaining. He's not in the battle, but Brian behind those two is possibly looking to get involved as well.
Yep.
And Tyler actually dropped off the back of Jordan Sears now, so he is going to be under pressure from Kaz. So
Yep.
maybe Tyler a bit on the back foot now. So when can Kaz try to go for a move?
Yep. And I'll tell you what, he might be taking it up now. He is. He does send it up nicely. He looked at the opportunity and he got the job done. Tyler was having a bit of a captain snooze by the looks of it, and Kaz has now got himself up to P7. Let's take a look at that on the Rush Racing replay. Tell you what, he might be taking it up now. He is. He does send it up nicely. Really good. He looked at the opportunity and he got the job done. No, I can't. Tyler was having a bit of a captain. Thank you very much. We go back to live action. We've got a request and on board for Nishka. And let's run through him. Where is he? Down there in P14 in the Mercedes. And he's got a bit of a traffic jam, one all over him. He's got the Aston Martin of Matty AU, and he's got Bunking Broncos in P15. What happened to Bunking Broncos? He was well up there.
He was in that incident with NDNB.
That's right, he was. Well done. Thanks, Muzz. Glad your memory's still playing up. Yeah, not mine. It's starting to slowly go away from me, mate. I'm getting too old for this. So, Nishka, we ride on board with him. We'll even get you in the halo position. We'll whack a halo on there for you for one lap, I say. No, it's all good. Let's take a look. Oh, jeez, I tell you what, Nishka, he's just gone. Hey, am I in a Mercedes dodging car? He just went clang and just ran it up the rear end. So glad we're on board with that. I'm not too sure exactly what happened, but a little bit of chaos there. Might take a look at the replay, see if we got that on the stream. But what did you see it as they came into Lenovo hairpin? What happened there with Nishka?
Yeah, I think maybe Nishka just kind of underestimating when Matty was going to brake. Matty maybe braking a little bit earlier than he should have, and
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Just causing a bit of a of a highway crash.
Yeah, let's see if we got that on the replay. Oh, jeez, I tell you what, the end of it, and you could just see am I in a Mercedes dodging car? And unfortunately, he just went clang and just ran it able to get a new wing, and out he comes. So it's not a good day for him, but we haven't focused enough on Claire and the dominant performance that she's had today. 22 laps, 9 laps to go. She'd be pretty comfortable now, but Muzza, you know what? Those last couple of laps, when you're leading the race, the nerves start to settle in and mind starts playing some tricks on you, and you never know what could happen closer to the end.
Yeah, not only that, but the tyres will be starting to lose it now as well, so it's just being able to hold on to your mind, hold on to the car, hold on to the tyres, all sorts of factors playing and coming into play. So she's kept it pretty clean and pretty consistent the whole race, so we'll see if she can just hold on to this last little section of the race.
Yep, absolutely. So Breadman, and Kaz has got himself another penalty. So I think that, if memory serves me correctly, they'll give him 6 penalties for the night. So he's going to drop down, but he's now got a bit of clear air and he's chasing down Jordan Sears in the Haas. So I reckon if he can get past him, he might be able to clear away past Jordan. He's closing in on pretty fast and he's got a much better car. Jordan with that wing damaged car, front left, as you called out before, Muzza. Red flag. Oh, geez, I tell you what, Kaz just backed out of it at the right opportunity, right time. Lucky not to run into the back of the Haas. And that wouldn't be the first time today that we've seen a Haas get run up the back of, Muzza. Nishka's out.
Yeah, Nishka's out, and Kaz is going to have to probably start getting pretty desperate, because if he wants to actually keep this position, he's going to have to not only pass them, but then clear off 6 seconds down the road. But 6 seconds down the road is is other cars, so it'll be difficult for him.
Exactly.
But maybe just putting pressure on him so that Jordan can get a penalty of his own to make it a little bit easier on him.
Yep.
So this is far from over for Kaz by the end of the race.
That's it, exactly. So you can just see Kaz is trying to do everything he possibly can. Jordan sees is locked up coming into those S's. Is this his opportunity to be able to take the pass? We're not too sure. He comes up. He's going to get DRS here again. Can Jordan defend? I reckon he's going to send it here. He ducks out. Jordan was wise to it as they come through this tricky section here through turn 3. Kaz really didn't get the traction he needed coming out of that turn. Jordan's going to be able to defend. He's going to be able to use the amount of battery that he's got left, even though it's not a lot. So Kaz closing, just not enough, Muzz. He just doesn't have enough track to be able to get the move done.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Singapore. It'll punish you. You know, you need to get a bit creative on the track, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to probably have to start getting pretty creative if he wants to try and get a position.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like I said before, he needs to clear off down the road because Vettel is gaining points on him in the championship.
That's it, and that's all about the championship here. So Kaz is really in damage control now, needs to try and make as many positions as he possibly can and limit the damage. Vettel, if he stays where he is, will regain the championship lead. That's the most important thing, I suppose, for him. And more importantly, you've got the Alpine in 2 and 4 with Breadman, and they will extend their lead in the constructors as well as we move into round 6. So look at Claire, 18 seconds. Just in a different postcode, Claire, today. It's as if there's nobody else on track, just Claire, just driving around as if it's a Sunday afternoon stroll, and nobody is going to come within pooey of her today. She has been absolutely dominant ever since she got past Kaz in those wet conditions on the Inters. It's been just a clean pair of heels all the way from her today, hasn't it, Muzz?
Absolutely. She has looked pretty faultless, and, well, actually I say that, but she has got a penalty, so
yes, she does.
Clearly has made some faults, but not affecting her, and it's not going to affect her win at this point. So just a few more laps to go for her before she can call it a day and call it an incredible race on her behalf.
Absolutely. And Governor's job in the next 5 laps is to convince this lady to get into the podiums and have an interview. That's your job, Gov. You've got one job, get it done. You can't have the race winner not do an interview. It doesn't look good. So, Gov, get onto that. Breadman in P3, Hennessy, we'll just keep commentating, Muzz, and just enjoying the show. It's been a pretty eventful race so far with 5 laps to go. And a couple of surprises. I mean, we obviously spoke about Kaz making the incorrect strategy call from the wets to inters. But taking a look at the race so far, Muzz, obviously Claire's been the outstanding racer today, but who else has surprised you so far?
Probably the other two podium spots. Probably Brad able to get the jump on his teammate in the pit stop phase, and Hennessy just keeping it consistent as well and getting above Vettel as well. So those top 3 just keeping it consistent, keeping out of the trouble, and those 3 would be my 3 if I had to choose.
Very good. No, absolutely. Got to agree with you there, Muzzer. Been very good, and I tell you what, Vettel, he's now 3 seconds behind Hennessy, so those top 3 are pretty much done and dusted. Now, Kaz has got himself past Jordan Sears finally. We didn't see it on track, but now what he needs to do in the next 5 laps is gain 6 seconds. That's what he needs to do. And if he can't do that, he's going to keep dropping down. He's got the 6 seconds worth of penalties. Jordan's got none. Now Tyler behind him has got 3 seconds, so that's probably going to be a cushion. He might only just drop 1 position, but that's enough for Vettel to regain the championship. And with 4 laps to go, I really can't see. He's 4 and a bit seconds behind Spud Muffin in P5, and I can't see Kaz getting any further up the grid. So you think that Vettel is going to be leading the championship coming into round 6. So far for Vettel, it's a good night. For Kaz, probably one that he's going to, look, he put it on a great podium, a great qualifying lap, and he's going to rue that mistake that he made putting on the wets, Muzz.
Yeah, he's going to be absolutely kicking himself because that probably cost him probably even a chance at the win. Obviously, we've seen how good Claire has been, but we don't know what kind of pace Kaz had on the inters because obviously he never put on the inters. So maybe that strategy call being the difference between where he is now and possibly a race win.
That's it, exactly. So it's unfortunate for him, but safety. Oh no, please. 21 seconds and Claire, with 4 laps to go, there's a safety car. Matty AU in the Aston Martin has caused a safety car, Muzzer. Can you believe it now? What does Claire's in? Claire, great call. She's going to get on those reds. She's going to have Breadman. They're all going to box now to go to the reds now. They surely go to the reds. Dutchie's actually been lapped. Oh, no. So also, Muzz, when you think about this, 2, 3, they're all going to box for the reds with such a short time to go now, with only a couple of laps left. And you're going to have Dutchie right in the middle of it. Hopefully, and am I correct here, Muzz, there's no ghosting here at Rush. Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
So someone needs to get into Dutchie's ear and make sure that he does not impact this race. Now, Kaz has gone through. Kaz hasn't boxed. He's gambled and thought, you know what, track position is key. So he hasn't boxed. Neither has Jordan Sears. They've continued on. Breadman, Hennessy, Bunking, Vettel, Spud Muffin. So Bunking Bronco hasn't even boxed either. They're all taking the gamble on those 15, 16 lap old hards, Muzzer. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be spicy.
Yes, it'll be spicy. It'll be a lot of positions because everyone is so close. So penalties will throw drivers out the window and in the bin, and then people on different tyres will be going for overtakes. And because of how short time is left in the race, people will be getting very creative. So possibly even more chaos to come.
Yeah, exactly. So now we have... I'm not too sure if you can do that, but thanks to Rapid Pajala TV for subscribing to Tier 1 for 2 months. There we go. That might be me. So there we go. Nothing wrong with giving yourself a plug, Muzzer. So yeah, safety car. These guys are now going to have to form behind Claire. Yeah, now she's got Dutch Verstappen there, right behind her. So I generally hope the McLaren have got a race engineer and they tell Dutch, just get out of the road, pull yourself to the left-hand side and just don't get involved. Just let these guys go past. Let these guys go past and just don't get involved. Or hopefully Dutch is wise to that and doesn't try and be a hero, because we had that happen to us in Melbourne with, I believe it was 7-Eleven, Slushy, as he calls himself, which I refer to him as 7-Eleven. And he got into a whole lot of trouble and almost caused some major damage, particularly as the lap car. He really needed to get out of the road. He did have the faster tyres, but yeah. So let's hope that Dutchie gets out of the road here. I reckon we must be close to restarting here. Can't be too long. Really appreciate
Yeah,
everybody. Sorry?
the courteous thing would be for Claire to just let Dutch through,
Yeah.
but she's not going to do that because that's a car between
Yeah.
herself and P2. So that would be the courteous thing to do, but that is not going to happen. So,
Yeah.
like you said, it'd be great if Dutch could just get out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll see what happens because I reckon we're on for a bit of chaos, and this is where it's bad to get a penalty because when everyone's so close and bunched up, maybe Claire might not be a definite for this race win with people like Jordan Sears and Breadman with no penalties whatsoever.
And safety car in this lap. So Claire is going to take them. She's got a little bit of protection, but also take into consideration, Muzza, that Kaz has got a 6-second time penalty that he will need to serve at the end of the race. So this is it. The question mark now is, can Claire battle the nerves, battle the pressure, and bring this race home for a famous victory for the Ferraris? We ride on board with Claire. She's gone. And away she goes, and she has scooted by a second. Dutchie's pulled to the side. Great work, Dutchie. Really well done. He's let the guys race. That's the way to do it, Dutchie. But Kaz is 1.4 seconds away. Claire has absolutely bolted. She's gone away, and I'll tell you what, Breadman is all over the back. He's gone on the outside. The Haas on the inside of Jordan Sears. Give room, boys, he does. So Breadman's got himself up to P3. Hennessy has got himself up to P4. Those guys on the reds are already past Jordan Sears. He's got the wing damage. The gamble has not paid out for Jordan whatsoever. You've also got Vettel in P6, but more important, send it from Siberia, did Spud Muffin. Thought better of it, almost came a cropper. And there's a lot of damage down the back as well. Brian's come down, got spoon-fed into the wall, did he? And he's gone all the way down to P15. But all the action, Vettel is stuck behind the Haas of Jordan. No, does he get around him? He does. Good move. Good move from Vettel. Needed to get that done early. Jordan's now dropped down to P6. Spud Muffin thinks, you know what? I'm going to have a piece of this as well. Around the Haas. The Haas defends the inside. Spud forces him out. We've got those game glitches, the prang, and we're about to go on the final lap. So Claire is 4 seconds ahead of Breadman, and Kaz has dropped all the way to P4. Muzz, the gamble to stay out. I tell you what, whatever you do, don't take Kaz to the casino. You're going to blow your dough, because every strat call he has done today has blown up in his face, Muzz.
Yeah, but I think that it probably, like going into it, it isn't the worst call, because there is that thing of like, it might have stayed out another lap, the safety car, so only one lap he had to hold on, but that wasn't the case. So again, for the second time, he's gone for a high risk, high reward, and the high risk being the one that happened for him. So not enjoying it, but is ahead of Vettel for now. Obviously has the penalty, but Vettel is going to be looking to get past as soon as possible.
Exactly, he will.
So that he can try and maybe even get up onto the podium with Hennessy's penalty.
That's it, exactly. You're correct. I've just wised up to that. Hennessy does have a penalty. He needs to stick in within 3 seconds so Vettel can see himself onto the podium. So let's ride on board with Claire. The Ferrari fans have been willing her. She has been absolutely dominant. She at one stage had a 21-second lead as she comes into the final 2 turns. She's the only female driver here in Rush Racing League, and she becomes a race winner here in Singapore. It's Claire for the Ferrari in P1. The Breadman in the Alpine will come in second. Hennessy will be third, but does he have enough gap to hold on to P3 from Vettel? Vettel leapfrogs him, so it's a pinny 2-3. Hennessy P4, Spud Muffin in P5. Wojciech has come from the clouds for 6th. Jordan has dropped down to P7, and Kaz is all the way down to P8. As Muzz called out, he did do the gamble. and Calco P9, Jazzy Draft, Tyler, Quiet Cake, Bunking Bronco, Daz in P14. But it's Claire's day. Congratulations, Claire. A wonderful race. The Ferrari fans will be celebrating tonight.
Absolutely, just incredible job on the restart there.
Yep.
Just use the advantage that she had with Dutch Verstappen and being a lap car behind, and just absolutely shot out of there, and probably is no longer in Singapore.
Yep.
And that's how much of a gap she had throughout that whole race, it seemed.
Exactly. So let's wrap it up. Our race winner from Scuderi is Claire. Fastest lap went to Claire as well. Driver of the day is Wogjet. Oh no, guess who's coming into the podiums? Jeez, we've got to interview that bloke. Here you go. Most overtake Wogjet. Cleanest driver Wogjet. There's a glitch in this game. I'm telling you now. If he's the cleanest driver and the driver of the day, there's something wrong with this game. But anyway, let's wrap it up. And Claire for the Scuderi Ferrari. What a win for her. Breadman in P2, Vettel P3, Hennessy P4, Spud Muffin, Wogjet P6, Jordan Sears, Kaz, Calco, Jazzy Draft, Tyler, Quiet Cake, Monkey and Broncos, Daz, NDNV, Brian, and Dutch Verstappen. Matty AU, Nishka did not finish, and neither did Abhishek. I got that right, Muzza. I got it right. I've finally pronounced his name correctly. I'm pretty proud of that.
Good work.
It's only taken me a week.
Only took the whole race.
Exactly. So we're going to go ourselves to victory lane. Let's get our race winners or the podiums as well as our driver of the day in to victory lane. And let's see if we've got them here. We've got into the yes, Wogjet has joined us. We're just waiting for Vettel on the podium. Vettel has joined, and we are waiting now for Breadman, and we're also waiting for our race.
Bread won't be joining.
Sorry?
Bread will not be joining. He had to go.
There's a late disqualification from the Alpinis for being overweight. So that means that we need to get Hennessy. Now will be P3. He will be able to go through. So, and what about Claire? Will she be joining us?
That's the question.
That is the question that everyone is asking. I know she's shy, but this is your moment of glory, Claire, and we want to celebrate it with you.
Maybe just debriefing with the team.
Maybe just doing that, yeah. Just getting the single shot macchiato. Just enjoying maybe a little bit of red wine. I'm not too sure. But where is she? Our race winner. Unbelievable. I think she's not coming. Come on. One job, Governor. One job. Oh, this is just disappointing. Disappointment. Anyway, okay, let's get on to it. Oh, God. Now I've got to do this. This is just... You know what, Muzz? You can do driver of the day because I'm sure as shit not. Anyway, driver of the day, the man, the myth, the souvlaki-loving Wogjet. Congratulations, Muzza. Take it away, mate.
All right, thanks. Wogjet, that was a good race from you. You improved. I think it was 12 positions. So, what was your goal going in? Was it just to try and stay out of the chaos and get the overtakes done?
Hey boys, firstly, Pajala, I love you, mate. You're
Cheers,
always
mate.
cracking me up, brother. Yeah, look, my quali, I don't know what was going on there. I was just off the pace for some reason. I think it might have been just the setup. And at the end of the day, my goal was just to keep my head down and just try and stay out of shit. And obviously, it paid off at the end.
Great performance, mate.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Sorry, Muzz, keep going.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you look like you were in quite a few battles there with a whole load of different cars. So, did you have to have any different approaches to battling any certain drivers, or was it just about just playing good defense and making sure that you could stay ahead and not get into the wall?
Yeah, look, there was a few battles in front of me, and I knew there's going to be probably a couple of mistakes in front of me, and I didn't want to be caught up into it. So, myself and Calco, we had a battle for a while actually. My glasses started fogging up; it was that intense. So, eventually, I did get him. So, yeah, and then that late safety car was a bit of a godsend as well. So, yeah, no, very happy with the result. We definitely needed the points.
Fair enough, mate. Congratulations, mate. On driver of the day. I'm not too sure if it was deserved, but you know what? The game gives it to you, mate. So congratulations, mate. No, well done, buddy. There were some couple of moments there that you had the Aston Martin snow plow out, particularly in backing into a Haas or two into the Lenovo hairpin. But, mate, look, well deserved. Safety car definitely played a big part, but congratulations.
Thanks, mate. My wallet's a lot lighter now after paying off the Stewarts. So, yeah, no, thank you.
Well done, well done. So we move on to, well, the only podium placer who has joined us. And after that result and Kaz's, his Las Vegas gambling, which just didn't pay off, and me and Muzza were talking about it, got himself onto the podium and now regains the championship lead. Vettel, congratulations, mate. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, what can I say? It was pretty cool. The wet. I mean, we'll start qualifying. I've never pushed that hard on a quali lap. I was so surprised that there was like a tenth and a bit between us three, me, Kazuto, and Claire. And then yeah, we knew it was coming wet. Or starting wet, and I think me and Brad had a really good. I believe me and Brad got a really good start. Going on to the crossover, I think I boxed a lap too early because if that wasn't for that safety car, I think I would have punctured. But oh well, all the what ifs. Thank you, Matty AU. You saved me once again. But yeah, no, Soft worked like a treat. Just got through the hard runners and had Hennessy on his toes, and luckily got the P3.
Fair enough, mate. That's it, exactly. So, and also, as we explained, you now regain the championship lead after getting a few positions on Kaz, who made some pretty amazing blunders. Obviously, went to the wets at the start, and then they didn't pay off, and then continued on, didn't box for the Reds, which he had 6 seconds on. I'm probably agreeing here with Muzz to stay out was probably his best call, but. Now you're the championship leader into round 6. Happy reclaiming the crown so far?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many quick people in this division. It could go to anyone, and you know, if we just keep putting in the mentality every week, I mean, me and Beretta, I'm really happy where I am and who's my teammate. As you can see in constructors, we've got that in the bag. But yeah, no. We take every week as it comes and see what will happen in Vegas.
No, fair enough, mate. Excellent. So that wraps it up for Singapore. A little bit wet to dry. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Muzza, been an absolute pleasure having you in the box, mate. Thank you so much for joining me. What are your thoughts on the race? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was a few bold strategy calls, which is always interesting to see. A few crashing and bashing, a little bit touchy, feely, but it was all right in the end. And as a late safety car always spices it up, and it did not disappoint.
No,
so
absolutely.
So thanks for having me in.
No, absolutely. Anytime, Muzza. Thanks for joining me. And we move on to round 6. That is the irony of it. We're off to Viva Las Vegas next round in the United States. Don't miss a minute of the action. So on Saturday, you've got your Div 1, Sundays Div 2 and 3 and 5. I don't know the order, mate. I just rock up on Wednesdays and I just do my thing. That's what I do. So I appreciate you having me here. Wogjet, thoughts on the United States, one of the tracks that you enjoy, Las Vegas? He's left. Typical.
He left.
Typical Wogjet. He's gone to get him a souvlaki and chips. He's had enough. He needs to digest. So, look, it's just you and me. So, Muzz, thanks once again, mate. It's been a pleasure being in the comms box, mate. Hopefully we can join again. So, that is it. Oh, Muzz is back now. He's now got his souvlaki and he wants to talk. But we're going now, mate. We're going now. So, I've been given my marching orders by the governor. So, look, let's wrap this up. We're on to Vegas next week. Hopefully you guys can join us there. It's been a wonderful race. Muzza, your final thoughts?
Yeah, just make sure Kazuto doesn't go gambling, and that'll be kind of tough for him going to Vegas. So
yeah,
maybe a few more gambles in Vegas, but
yeah, exactly.
we'll see if he can hold on to his head.
That's it, exactly. So from myself, Rapper Pajala, and from Muzza, and every one of us at the Rush Racing League, hope you've enjoyed the Wednesday night and being able to tune in. Until we meet next time, it's lights out and bye for now. Good night, everyone.